Suppose we have a budget of 1 lakh crore and it is financed to the extent of 99,000 crore. So you have a deficit of 1,000 crore. As a man from the finance, from accounts, so how will you like to get this 1,000 crore deficit?
Okay, under the public debt of the country, what do we add up to calculate the entire public debt?
Okay, what is the impact of climate change on local economy in Jammu and Kashmir, particularly in mountainous terrains like Poonch?
So where did India go wrong? Because the same, more or less, the same kind of reforms were done by China almost around the same time, a decade earlier, and they were able to propel their manufacturing sector, generate jobs, and we were not. So what do you think happened in between?
So, and during the COVID years, when India was going for huge fiscal deficits, have we invoked escape clause?
Take your seat, please. Young man, introduce yourself.
Sure, sir. My name is Sharfaraz Ahmad. I live in district Poonch. I have
Sharfaraz Ahmad from Poonch.
Yes, sir. I have done my initial schooling as well as graduation from Poonch and masters in economics from Jammu University. Sir, I had also worked as an MTS from in revenue department from 2022 to 2024 and currently working as finance account assistant. Although my parent department is finance, but right now I have been deputed to the office of Assistant Conservator of Forest, Soil and Water Conservation Department, Poonch. So as far as my hobbies are concerned, I like to play chess online.
Please define vote on account.
Vote on account. Sir, I may not remember the whole concept, but it is related with the charge expenditure in the budget session. Those expenses which needs the approval of the assembly are counted as vote on account expenditures.
What is revenue budget? What is capital budget? Capital expenditure, revenue expenditure.
So capital expenditure is related with creating assets that are executed for creation of assets. While, for example, sir, infrastructure projects are creating a building for any purpose, and revenue expenditure are for those expenditures which occurred occasionally. For example, salaries, pension. These are the examples of revenue expenditure.
JNK budget we have one essential that is ARM. ARM. Additional Resource Mobilization. What is it?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of.
When we prepare the budget, we have some deficit, so we go for the ARM. Additional Resource Mobilization.
So this may be related to off budget revenues or expenditures, but I'm not sure about the whole concept, sir.
Suppose we have a budget of 1 lakh crore and it is financed to the extent of 99,000 crore. So you have a deficit of 1,000 crore. As a man from the finance, from accounts, so how will you like to get this 1,000 crore deficit?
So this can be done through borrowings or from getting either from borrowings or from grants from the center as well. Off budget borrowings.
Borrowings in this. FRBM?
Fiscal Resource Budget Management Act for 2003. Yes, sir.
What is it?
So this act, the whole idea of this act is to be financial prudence, that we have to contain our fiscal deficit as well as revenue deficit to the lower. When the act was passed, the percentage of fiscal deficit was considered 3%, and it was also said that the revenue deficit has to be eliminated wholly. This was the main. But since after the COVID, the fiscal deficit has gone way above the limit, and currently it is hovering around 4.4 to 4.7%.
What is the budget process in JNK? Budget formation process.
Sir, you are asking about the steps in the budget process. For example, The first step is obviously the preparation of budget. And
Who passes J&K budget?
who passes J&K budget? So obviously the Legislative Assembly passes the J&K budget, but it is chaired by presented by Finance Minister, and currently Shri Umar Abdullah Ji is the Finance Minister right now.
What is the role of MHA in our budget now?
What is the role of
MHA, Minister of Home Affairs.
Ministry of Home Affairs? So I'm not sure, but there are some of the areas or elements which have been, for example, law and other related expenditure has to be concurred with the Ministry of Home Affairs.
The difference between state and the UT.
State and the UT. So you are asking about UT with legislature or without legislature?
Presently with legislature.
With legislature. So obviously there are some of the subjects which have been kept exclusively with the center. For example, law and order, defense, and foreign communication. UT with legislature has limited powers as compared to the state. The state has more autonomy as compared with the UT. So.
Currently, what is the status of these GP fund withdrawals?
GP fund withdrawals. Sir,
Any idea? Which month we have cleared it?
so I'm not sure, sir.
Okay, what did you say your name is?
Sharfaraz Ahmad.
Sharfaraz or Sarfaraz?
Sir, actually in documents it is Sharfaraz.
Sorry?
Sir, in documents it is Sharfaraz, but people call me Sarfaraz.
So why is this divergence?
Sir, actually after 10th the mistake was happened. So I thought maybe it's a unique name, so I kept it. And
Okay, what does it translate into?
Sir, actually the word, the actual name is Sarfaraz. It means
What does that mean?
it means highly respected, sir.
Very respected, victorious. What does Sharfaraz mean?
So I have not thought about this.
Okay, you should have thought about it.
Maybe I should create a new meaning.
So you come from Punch, right? So what is unique about Punch?
So we have different exclusive crops under one district, one product. The pica nut is very famous in Punch. People from all over the state has been procured that, and also there are various tourist destinations which are very unique and can compete with the other major tourist places in J&K. For example, the 7 lakes, although lacking in infrastructure possibility, but the scenery itself is very
Tell me
nice.
something about the historical importance or major historical events that have surrounded Punch.
Sir, in ancient times,
Let's come to the very recent past at the time of independence.
at the time of independence, so in 1947, when the Pakistani tribal attacked J&K, the area which was then called as Haveli, we have Tehsil Haveli as well in Punch.
Yes.
But the whole, almost 40 to 50% of the area was, taken by the Pakistan. Punch used to be a state before 1960. Not 1960, but it used to be a state.
So there is a book which is actually located, which has actually traced this type of development with respect to Punch. Can you tell me the name of that particular book? It was very widely publicized. The author is Snedden.
So I'm not sure, but
Okay. So what has happened very recently as far as the electoral positioning of Punch is concerned, particularly with respect to the Lok Sabha, there was a delimitation, right? Yes. So Punch was one of the areas which actually got affected or where in this particular delimitation took shape apart from other places. What happened?
So actually, Punch, Rajouri, and Anantnag
Yes.
was merged into one constituency.
Okay.
So the vote share, which was previously pegged to Poonch and Rajouri was now shared with the
Who
Kashmir.
is the MP right now?
The MP. MP from.
Poonch.
So I'm not sure. I guess it's Miyalta.
You guess?
Sorry,
Or
but
he
I'm
is-
not. So it's not.
Okay, what about the developmental scenario of Poonch? Are you aware of the fact that Poonch is one of the most underdeveloped or backward districts of the country?
Yes, Poonch. So the name itself says Poonch. It means the tail, which is very backward. But the status of development is very less in this area. For example, take the example of roads. The underdevelopment has been seen there as much, as well as
When was
the
MG Narega launched in Poonch?
launched in Poonch. Although it was launched in 2005, but I'm not sure when was it launched in Poonch. But at the same year, I guess.
It was launched in 3 districts in Jammu and Kashmir, and Poonch was one among them, because at that time the criteria was the backwardness of the district, and Poonch was one of the most backward districts of the country in 2006. Okay, so you have a master's in economics, right?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me very briefly the difference between absolute poverty and relative poverty?
Well, sir, the absolute poverty considered mainly income and other necessary resources that are needed for basic day-to-day life activities, for example, food, shelter, or clothing. While the relative poverty deals with the position of your neighbors or your people who lives with you.
That's not what a student of economics will define absolute poverty and relative poverty as. You are actually giving me the word meaning. Okay. So anyways, what are the two basic measures of central tendency?
Central tendency, mean and median.
Mean and median. Okay. What is dispersion?
So dispersion shows how much data has been spread.
Okay. What does that mean? Can you explain it a bit?
For example, sir, dispersion means that how much data is varied from the mean. For example, you have an average. The dispersion tells us that how much the data is scattered from the
yes,
mean value.
that's now on to the mark. Okay. So what is inferential statistics?
So inferential statistics usually deals with the hypothesis testing, in which we have to infer the results based on the data and the sample we take.
Where are you currently posted?
I'm currently posted in Poonch,
Which department?
Soil and Water Conservation Department.
Soil and water conservation. So what's water conservation?
So water conservation simply means that conserve water by various methods like rainwater harvesting, ponds, by creating additional artificial ponds, lakes, and these methods that
What
conserve.
is this Mansarovar scheme, or what is this idea of Mansarovars?
Mansarovars, it means creating artificial lakes.
Yeah.
I remember, sir, when the year of 75th independence was launched, India focuses on creating 75 Mansarovars. It will ensure that the water is conserved, as well as it will also increase the biodiversity of that region.
Okay. So are there any type Mansarovars? What is the feasibility of Mansarovars in a mountainous terrain like Poonch?
So Mansarovars can be built anywhere. I guess there is.
Are there any requirements for that type of an initiative to be rolled out?
So I'm not sure.
Because you are working in that department currently.
So
right?
actually, I have just joined the department 1 month ago.
Okay, what is the impact of climate change on local economy in Jammu and Kashmir, particularly in mountainous terrains like Poonch?
So as you have seen this year also that although this is a year of La Nina and the rains were expected to be intense, but now due to climate change, the pressure belts as well as the other forces have been intensified. So it will create not only intense rains, but it will affect the local economy as well. By, for example, we have seen the recent floods in various parts of J&K. It will disrupt the flow of the economy.
Okay, what is GLOFs?
What is
GLOFs?
G?
LOF and S apostrophe. Glacier Lake Outburst Floods. Okay. So are you applying under some particular category?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
It's Pahari speaking people, so
So
PSP.
it's a PSP. So there are two different categories within Pahari speaking people, is it?
Sir, actually, there are 4 categories in Pahari ethnic tribe.
Okay.
That got recently the scheduled tribe status.
Yeah.
So obviously the first one is Pahari speaking people. Sorry, sir. Actually, there is only one. I'm not remembering. The scheduled tribe got.
So who is a Pahari speaking person? If I ask you this question, who is a Pahari speaking person? What is the origin and what is the ethnicity?
Sir, although obviously, so the Pahari people have different language dialect. For example, in different parts of J&K, particularly Poonch and Rajouri, people have a different language and dialect in which they speak. Also, there are some of the customs or rituals that belongs to the Pahari speaking people.
So, Sharfaraz Saab, you also have a master's in economics. So, can you comment on 1990s reforms in India? Were they pro-poor? Or also, did they lead to employment generation?
Yes, ma'am. The 1990 reforms, also known as the LPG reforms, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Many economists have believed, and also the data also tells us that although it creates a sound service sector for the India, but it could not create the well base for the manufacturing sector. And also the reforms are also said that this creates a jobless growth because as we all know, the manufacturing sector is employment intensive. So it created a sound base for the service sector, but could not able to generate employment in the manufacturing sector. So this period is considered as a jobless growth period.
So where did India go wrong? Because more or less, the same kind of reforms were done by China almost around the same time, a decade earlier. And they were able to propel their manufacturing sector, generate jobs, and we were not. So what do you think happened in between?
In economics, we say there is a historical path of growth that the first economy starts with the primary sector, and then the additional or surplus labor is transferred to the manufacturing or the industrial sector.
Excellent.
Then the industrial sector labor got into the service sector. India has, and I was reading somewhere that India has jumped from primary sector to service sectors without creating additional manufacturing base.
Yes, good.
That's it.
What is meant by divisible pool?
Divisible pool.
It relates to center-state relations.
Yes, ma'am.
Shabash.
Divisible pool. The Finance Commission, which is mentioned under Article 280, tells us the horizontal as well as vertical distribution, vertical devolution between center and state. Currently, the center shares 41% to the states. That is divisible pool. That how much the center will share the revenues to the states.
So what would be vertical and horizontal asymmetries?
Vertical and horizontal asymmetries.
Relating to the same thing.
Yes, ma'am. So vertical devolution, first of all, means that how much center is transferring to different states. So when there is an imbalance, for example, some state got more revenue than the other, then we say there is an imbalance in vertical devolution. The horizontal devolution means the percentage. For example, we have different percentages, 45% in income distance, tax efforts, population base. When there is an imbalance between those revenues, then we say.
What is a capital deepening growth process?
The capital deepening growth process means that you are using more capital intensive techniques as compared to the labor intensive techniques. And when the growth happens in this way, we say this is a capital deepening growth.
What are value chains?
Value chains. In context of?
in context of manufacturing? Global value chains.
Global value chains. And these are extensions that are needed for the. I'm sorry, I'm not able to.
So, what is Global South?
Global South, as compared to the global North, is a group of countries which are considered less developed than the developed countries. Currently, India is called as the voice of the global South, meaning that India is leading these countries. The peculiar feature of the global South is that most of the countries are considered less developed or developing countries.
What is meant by tragedy of commons?
Tragedy of commons in public economics, we say that when the common property resource, which is non-excludable and non-excludable but rivalrous in nature, the consumption of many reduces the consumption for the other. That is tragedy of the commons. Particularly, initially, it was for the grazing field, that when many cows graze the field, then you have less grazing field for the other cows.
One last question. What about de-industrialization in Indian economy? Indian economy is getting very famous along with some other countries of the world that instead of industrializing over a period of time, it is actually de-industrializing. So what is it all about?
The de-industrialization was also seen in the British period when many industries, particularly textile and cottage industries, were destroyed. I would say particularly destroyed by the British for their own gains. It means deindustrialization itself means that you are moving from industries to other sectors. That is the concept of deindustrialization.
Sharfaraz, you mentioned about FRBM Act. So fiscal deficit is around plus 4%, right? How is primary deficit different from fiscal deficit?
So fiscal deficit considers the past borrowings of the government. It includes interest payments from the previous loans, while primary deficit means that how much you have taken, how much borrowings or loans you have taken currently, for example, in a time frame.
Can you give me the exact formula of calculating primary deficit?
Primary deficit, fiscal deficit minus interest payments. This is the formula.
Okay. Under the public debt of the country, what do we add up to calculate the entire public debt?
So currently in this budget, around 15 lakh crore rupees has been considered as a public debt, the borrowings, which are going to be used in the expenditure. What
is the difference between public debt and fiscal deficit?
Fiscal deficit and public debt. Public fiscal deficit considers public debt. I guess it excludes one of the feature excludes borrowings. I'm not sure, sir.
Okay. Under the FRBM Act, what is escape clause?
Escape clause means that even if you have not met the target because of various uncertainties or additional consequences, for example, in COVID time, when you have to do more expenditure, then obviously fiscal deficit is going to rise. So the escape clause tells us that how much percentage can you go above that.
So how much is that?
So it was 0.5% escape clause.
So during the COVID years, when India was going for huge fiscal deficits, have we invoked escape clause?
Yes, sir. Obviously.
Are you sure?
So the escape clause, as mentioned, was 0.5%, and in COVID years, the fiscal deficit was around 9-point-something%.
That's fine, but escape clause only allows you an escape of around 4.5%.
Yes, sir.
So how can you invoke something which only allows you 0.5%, but you're going above that?
So I'm not sure.
Okay. With regards to Finance Commission, is it a permanent body?
Finance Commission is a permanent body. It is mentioned under Article 280 of the Indian Constitution.
What do you mean by a permanent body?
Permanent or statutory body means that it is backed by law.
Is that the definition of a permanent body? फाइनेंस कमीशन का टर्म कितना होता है?
5 years.
परमानेंट कैसे हो गया?
But it occurs every 5 years.
फाइनेंस कमीशन 14th फाइनेंस कमीशन और 15th फाइनेंस कमीशन में जो वर्टिकल डिवोल्यूशन हुआ है, व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस?
Sir, first of all, vertical devolution, you're asking about the grants from center to states.
ओवरऑल जो डिवोल्यूशन हुआ टैक्स का.
So, previously it was 42%, and now we have 41% devolution.
41%?
41%, and 1% has been kept for UG of Ladakh and J&K.
Okay. Okay, with regards to Jammu Kashmir, have we passed SGST Act here?
SGST Act.
Yes. State GST.
Sir, I guess in UT there is an integrated IGST tax that has been shared between central and state.
No, have we passed the SGST Act?
So I'm not sure about.
Okay, which is the tax which is not distributed by GST by Finance Commission? Finance Commission cannot provide a formula for that.
GST cannot be passed by the Finance Commission.
GST is one of the biggest indirect taxes that has to come under Finance Commission. This is a specific kind of GST. Yeah, you're partially right.
Sir, I'm not able to recall.
What's the difference between cess and a surcharge?
Cess and surcharge both are additional tax, whereas cess is for specific services or specific sector. For example, you have health cess for healthcare facilities, road cess for road, but surcharge is above the tax on tax, which can be used for every purposes.
Can be used for any purpose. And why do we have a social welfare surcharge, which is specifically meant for social welfare?
So,
Fine. Last question. You have a hobby of chess, right? So, who's your favorite grandmaster?
Magnus Carlsen.
What do you like about him?
Sir, I saw his game many of the times, and there was one game I really like where the position was a dead draw. And he was able to win that position from the drawish position. And the commentator said that Magnus can squeeze water from the stone. So I really like about how he played the chess.
So, do you have any idea about the origin of chess?
Sir, many historians have said that chess has been originated in India, but the later, as time progresses, it was changed.
What did we call at that time chess in India?
Sorry, sir, I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Thank you.
Shatranj.
Shatranj was a Persian version of that.
I was ask him that with respect to chess, what is good about it is or how is it related to economics? Is there a figure in economics who relates to chess?
Is there a figure in economics that relates to chess?
Yeah.
So I don't.
Who is the earliest Indian economist? Earliest
Radhabai Naroji.
Sorry, earliest भाई आप ancient में जा सकते हो. Okay, have you heard about Arthashastra?
Arthashastra.
Who is the author?
Chanakya.
Chanakya. Who is Kautilya then?
Kautilya or Chanakya are the same person. Same person.
Anyways, no, you're good. I should acknowledge that, Sharfaraz. So you're good. Your subject knowledge is fine. You need to brush up on certain aspects which are current. But at the end of the day, let me tell you very honestly, don't take these questions as those which are going to be asked there. Okay, nobody should take it that way. but more or less maybe around these areas you would be talked about, or you would be, because you have masters in economics, you are currently working in a department, so be aware of these both of your standings. You come from Punch, that's an added advantage and can be a disadvantage also, right? So you need to be aware about your surroundings, or you need to place yourself well. Then you are coming from a category, again you need to be aware. That's why I started with those aspects, so that to make you aware about it. But otherwise I'm supposed to talk about economics, and I did not get into the personal things of particular candidates. But in your case it was so, because that's very relevant and that's very important for you, and you can expect 1 or 2 questions on this part. Okay, so rest is fine. Be confident, be happy, and be at peace with yourself. That's important, right?
Your
You be at
subject knowledge
peace with
is good.
yourself.
Your subject knowledge is
Subject
very
knowledge
good.
is good, delivery is
The
fine.
only thing is delivery में आप बहुत दमदार या बुलंद आवाज नहीं है. So one really needs to, as a
Concentrate
person,
what you are
concentrate on your answers, but your content is very good. इसलिए आपकी content अच्छी, आपकी knowledge अच्छी, थोड़ा आप अपनी delivery, posture, the way you use your hands, और थोड़ा ऐसा लगता है कि आप casually answer दे रहे हैं. Content बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन answer आप casually दे रहे हैं. So थोड़ा you could.
Sharfaraz, why are you sighing? आप कंटिन्यूसली साई करते रहते हैं, मतलब आप जैसे पछता रहे हैं आपके आप यहाँ पे.
सर
ये मैंने 3-4 बार नोटिस किया, तो ये ठीक बात नहीं है. सेकेंडली, जब आपको सवाल पूछते हैं तो आप ऊपर नीचे देखना शुरू करते हैं, तो कांटेक्ट मेंटेन करिए. इनफैक्ट यू कैन शिफ्ट कांटेक्ट बिटवीन द पैनल ऑन, पैनल को ही देखना है, ठीक है, और थोड़ा फॉर्मल जाना है, कोट वगैरह, बस बाकी ठीक है.
थोड़ी सी आवाज और ऊंची.
eye contact. If you are not comfortable with
Use your hands,
अगर
use
आप
some
इनको
data.
देखने से comfortable नहीं हो, तो हमारे पीछे कुछ फोकस करके 2-3 फोकल पॉइंट्स देख लीजिए और उन पे नजर रखिए. लेकिन उतना ऊपर नहीं कि हमें लगे कि आप हमारे सर के ऊपर से देख रहे हो. Okay, for example, you are not in a position to make an eye contact with me. For example, just right behind my forehead, spot some point, concentrate on that. इसी तरह से उनके forehead के पीछे कोई spot ले लो, उन 4 पॉइंट्स के बीच में अपने मुंडी को हिलाते रहो till the interview is over, right? So that can be one way of avoiding eye contact, but at the same time making it, right? So जैसे ये अभी आप मुझे नहीं देख रहे, मुझे पता आप पीछे देख रहे हो, right? But still it can give you a confidence, right? So वो आइडेंटिफाई करके आप चले जाइए हॉल में. बाकी इट्स गुड.
यू आर फ्रॉम द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फाइनेंस. एक आध पेज देख लेना, वो बजट प्रोसेस क्या हमारी यूटी में क्या है, यूटी से पहले क्या था, वो एमएचए रोल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर का रोल क्या है, हैव अ लुक टुडे. 5-6 एक आध पेज में हो जाएगा सारा.
ठीक है.
फोकस ऑन दैट एज वेल.
Yeah, anything you have to ask?
Actually, ma'am, you talk about the hand position के आप कैसे hands use कर सकते हो. So like there is something.
थोड़ी सी आपकी जो बॉडी है, शोल्डर्स
खड़ा रहो,
लूज लग रहे हैं.
स्टैंड अप, स्ट्रेट अप, स्ट्रेट
थोड़ा
अप,
आप अपनी-
स्ट्रेट अप, हाँ, बैक स्ट्रेट.
So you can use one or both hands in between while answering. Quote some data. Expressions लाइए चेहरे में. Expressions आपके चेहरे में नहीं है, क्योंकि कंटेंट आपका अच्छा है. So there are many people जो इससे पहले आए as an economics person, I would say they had more confidence, but the content was not good. आपका कंटेंट अच्छा है, लेकिन उसमें जिस तरीके से आपको वो कंटेंट आगे लाना है वो नहीं है.
Present execution.
उसके लिए सर आपको बेस्ट टिप्स दे सकते हैं.
देखिए, ये जो आप रख रहे थे साइड पे मत रखिए हाथ, आप सीधे रखिए इस पे, हाँ, ऐसे लाइक दिस, बस, और कमर स्ट्रेट रखना है. और जेस्चर्स आप इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, वो डोंट टेक इट एट द लेवल ऑफ द चेस्ट से नीचे जेस्चर इस्तेमाल करना है, ठीक है ना, वो थोड़ा ऑफेंसिव लगता है जब ज्यादा ऊपर उठता है. बाकी ठीक है. ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट.
Thank you.